Hello Internet, welcome back to my channel. Today our conversation will be about line in the context of composition in art. Our title for today's discussion is The Element of Line in Art Composition. Number 1. Fundamental definitions and types of lines. Definition. At its core, a line is a path traced by a moving point. It's a fundamental visual element, often considered the most basic building block of art. However, it's not simply a geometric concept. In art, it's imbued with expressive potential. Lines can be real, drawn, painted, etched, or implied, created by the edges of shapes, the direction of a gaze, or a series of points. Now let's look at the straight line. A straight line has three different types. Let's start with the horizontal line. Horizontal lines conveys stability, calmness, and rest. When you're drawing, if you can see the horizon, this horizon is represented by horizontal line. That gives you that feeling of calmness, stability, and it conveys a feeling of rest also. Next is the vertical line. Vertical lines suggest strength, power, and aspiration. When you're drawing a vertical line, especially if you're drawing like a building or a tree, the foundation is made up of vertical line that suggests stability and strength. The next one is diagonal line. It implies movement, dynamism, and of course instability. Diagonal line could either go to the left or to the right. It always gives you that feeling of uneasiness. The next one is curved lines. Gentle curves. Gentle curves evoke softness, grace, and fluidity. If you're trying to express water, for example, mostly the waves, you will be using a lot of graceful curves to express the fluidity of water. And what about sharp curves? Sharp curves can suggest energy, tension, or even danger. For example, if you're trying to draw lightning, it is composed of sharp, straight lines, sharp curved lines that conveys energy and danger. The next one is implied lines. Implied lines are considered, for example, the edges, the boundaries of shapes can create implied lines. Lines of sight, the direction of a figure or where this figure is looking, creates an implied line that directs the viewer's eye. If you're looking at a drawing or a painting, for example. Arrangement of objects. The placement of objects can lead the viewer's eye, creating an implied line. These are composition or elements of line that we can use to express our emotions on our artwork. The next one is line quality. What are the line qualities? Number 1, thickness. Thick lines can convey boldness and strength, while thin lines suggest delicacy and fragility. You can express these lines through texture. Rough, jagged lines can create a sense of tension or chaos, while smooth lines evoke calmness. Or when it comes to continuity or broken or fragmented lines, it can imply incompleteness or movement, while continuous lines as often suggest stability. And what are the variations? The changing of lines with texture or continuity can create very interesting effects. So, what are the role of line in composition? Let's look at structure and organization. Lines provide the framework for a composition, defining shapes, creating divisions, and establishing spatial relationships. Visual artists use lines to organize elements within a picture plane, creating a sense of order and unity. Lines assist in creating grids or other structures that aid in composition. Let's look at the direction and movement. Lines are powerful tools for guiding the viewer's eye through a composition. Implied lines such as a character's gaze are very powerful tools for directing the viewer's eyes, especially when showing perspective and spatial relationships. Lines are essential for creating the illusion of depth and perspective. Linear perspective, for example, uses converging lines to create a sense of distance. Lines can define the edges of planes and help to show the relationship of those planes to each other. Now, what about line as an expressive tool? Let's look at emotion and mood. The type, quality, and direction of lines can evoke a wide range of emotions and moods. Jagged, angular lines can convey tension, anxiety, or aggression. Flowing, curvilinear lines can suggest calmness, serenity, or joy. But what about cultural associations? Different cultures have different associations with specific type of lines. For example, calligraphy in East Asian art emphasizes the expressive potential of line, artistic styles, and historic periods. Line has played a crucial role in various artistic styles and historical periods. In Renaissance art, line was used to define form and create a sense of realism. In Expressionism, line was used to convey intense emotions and psychological states. In modern art, the line has been explored in almost every possible way, from the delicate lines of some abstract artists to the bold lines of pop art. Let me share to you practical applications and examples. Let's say art forms. Drawing. Line is the primary element in drawing, used to create contour, shading, and texture. And what about painting? Lines can be used to define shapes, create patterns, and add detail. Well, what about if we talk about sculpture? Lines can be implied by the edges and contours of three-dimensional forms. And much more in architecture. Lines are used to define the structure of buildings and to create visual interest. Artists and artworks. For example, Albrecht Dürer, known for his intricate engravings and woodcuts, demonstrating masterful control of line. Vincent van Gogh used expressive swirling lines to convey emotion and energy in his paintings. Egon Schiele used very expressive lines to show the human form and the emotions of his subjects. Piet Mondrian used straight lines to create abstract compositions. And what about now, the digital tools that are available for artists? Digital art software provides artists with a wide range of tools for creating and manipulating lines. Vector graphics in particular allow for precise control over the line quality and shape. Digital tools have expanded the possibilities of line in art, allowing for new forms of expression. Well, there you go. I've given you a background of line. So next time you start drawing, painting, remember, these lines, particularly different types of lines, can be your tool to express your feelings, to express your mood, to convey what you feel at the moment when you start drawing that line. Thank you very much for visiting my channel. If you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please subscribe and share, and support my channel for more videos. I'll see you in the next video.